What's happening?
Hey, not too much aside from some fun in crypto land all of a sudden.
Yeah, Bitcoin decided to wake up and join the party. It's been laying kind of dormant while the market's been seeing some nice rallies. So what are you looking at? What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, so I mean, we've definitely had an impressive move on Bitcoin, right? So I mean, Bitcoin has finally woken up. I think that you see a lot of this hype building very, very quickly, which for me is a little bit of a concern, right? I've been through many bear markets in my 25 plus years of trading, and it's very rare that a bear market ends with euphoria coming in so quickly. Usually the first 10, 20, 30% after a bear market, investors are very, very skeptical. And that's not what I'm seeing this time. And that makes me a little nervous, to be honest. It does. I think that people were just kind of biding their time and they're just jumping back on the bandwagon. I'm seeing incredible pumping across all social media platforms.
Well, Bitcoin's been basically flatlining for the last several months. So it's understandable. Everybody's getting
Yeah.
excited. The thing that's interesting is nothing has changed from the Fed standpoint.
Right.
Nothing's really changed in inflation. It's still over 6%. Nothing has changed from, tightening of financial conditions and recessionary expectations. In fact, I think that is potentially getting a little worse. And we're going to find out with the earnings and, forecasts and things like that coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm at too, is that there hasn't been any change. You could argue that the Fed is coming to the end of their hiking cycle, but that doesn't mean interest rates are going to go back down, right? I mean, we figure the Fed funds policy, level is going to remain at 5-ish% for most of 2023. So you don't have that dropping of rates that can stimulate kind of the Bitcoin surge again, like past bear markets ending, nor do you have quantitative easing going on, both of which are unlikely to come in this year. So for me, this is very classic of a bear market rally. And that's why I'm a little skeptical. I had some longs going into this. I was talking about a potential breakout. We've gotten that, but I always said it would be a breakout that would get bulls to kind of jump back on the ship, but it probably is a shorter lived bull market run, intra bear market, right? So let me show my charts here because I think there's some cool things to look at. So number one, if we see this chart here, right, this is the bull run that we've just experienced. Incredible, right? I mean, we haven't experienced this in quite some time, but number one, I mean, it looks big, but if we zoom out on the chart, I think it's important to keep it in perspective, right? This is what we're talking about. This is what's getting all the hype, is this move up in Bitcoin. And again, like you said, very normal because people had been kind of lulled to sleep with no volatility. I think we had the lowest volatility in Bitcoin history. So it was kind of dictating something would wake things up. But again, you have to look at, okay, this is the down market and this is where we are right now. Is it anything yet to get excited about? And I'm going to tell you where I'm going to get a little bit excited. If we were to take out this high right here, which is the beginning of the FTX collapse, where we saw FTX, and all the fraud and all that come to light, that's where if we could get above that psychologically, I think that would be a positive for Bitcoin. But
Now,
notice where
when you say
Bitcoin
get
stalled
above
out.
it, when you say get above it, you mean break above and start using that level as support, not just break above and then return.
100%, right? So that's so important because people will see an intraday move above or even a close above, get very excited, and then they'll wonder why price gets slammed back down. So you want to see price get above and actually stay there and consolidate there, right? And again, if you look at where Bitcoin has stalled here, it's right at that level. Now, let's talk psychology of the markets because this will be a great educational part, is that why do these levels have so much resistance? And the answer is this. Over here, you had choppy sideways to up move. You started to make moves to the upside right here, right here. A lot of people were buying Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden, that floor got just pulled out from under them. And they saw their accounts drop by 25, 35, 45%. In some altcoin cases, it was 50%. And so what happens is when price goes back there, those people that saw their 10,000 account at 5,000, they're made whole again. And there's this psychological thing about saying, okay, I'm back to break even. Let me get out. Let me just walk away at this point. And that's why you have the technical resistance right at that level. So to me, this is the level I'm watching right around 21,500. Let's see in the next few days what happens. I actually put out a short signal on Ethereum yesterday when we were above 1550. I think we're in a position to see a pullback here.
Yeah. I've kind of been talking about a little bit of a bounce, mainly because of the inflation print. We knew it was going to come in, softer, not softer than expected, but softer. We knew the markets were going to rally off of that, and then potentially see the reversal because the Fed's going to come out and beat the market down again. But I think, like you said, what's going on is a lot of people bought thinking the bottom was in at that 17,000 level before this most recent drop. And then, yeah, they've lost 20, 30%. So they're going to sell as soon as they get back to that 20,000 or break even level. A lot of people that got in there. The other thing is people were shorting at the lower end of this, consolidation here, thinking it was going to just immediately drop. And what I've been saying is the most probable, max pain scenario would be a pop up like we've seen and then roll over from there. And I think, that was just people continuing to short. And what was it, $1 billion worth of liquidations in 24 hours?
Yeah, and you could see that. I mean, it was just incredible the last couple of days, but especially yesterday, how you could see the shorts just where price went up $100 on Bitcoin in a matter of seconds because it was that short covering, just squeezing going on. And again, that's the key is that, if you look at the stock market and you've been around for a long time, Greg, is that, you see these bear market rallies that are they call them rip your face off rallies because they're so intense and they get so much excitement from bulls. But again, if you look at the stock market, we've had moves like that. And in fact, I showed some charts earlier today. I posted one on Twitter, but basically what it was showing is that since Tesla has topped out, it had moves of 35%, 64%, 50%. And then even down here, you're at 18%, where it's, here we are with Bitcoin up, 25, 30% off of the lows. I mean, that kind of falls right in the midst of these moves that we've seen in Tesla. And I do liken Tesla and the type of people that are investing in Tesla as the same that kind of get involved in Bitcoin and kind of have that mentality.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on those bell notifications so you never miss out on the latest expert insights and analysis in the crypto space. And, we want to hear from you. Leave your thoughts and reactions to Gareth's soloway perspective on the markets in the comments below. We can't wait to read them.
More crazy. Me or everyone else.